Peace, people. It's me, Arlene J. Ramsey, CEO and founder of Everyone Let's Talk, also your favorite self-wealth mentor. Yes, people have so many reasons, which are actually limited perceptions, as to why they do not accept information or help from other people who are attempting to give them help in towards their growth in life. You know, many of them, the reasons are, well, you aren't from where I'm from. You've never seen some of the things that I've seen. You come from a squeaky clean background because of their perception of you and how you carry yourself. So many of those reasons, which are, again, nothing but perceptions, is what holds you back. It holds you back, and it's crippling you from actually boosting yourself out of that enclosed mindset. A person doesn't have to be where you're from in order to help you. What they need is to have compassion, they need to have empathy, and they need to be willing to understand you. Now, I get it. They may not be able to feel your pain and relate to your pain. Let me say that. Yeah, both. They wouldn't be able to feel and relate to your pain because they may have suffered a different type of pain, or if any pain at all. However, if they have empathy, they have the ability to put themselves in your shoes and understand your cry just from empathy alone. If they have compassion, they are able to do that. All right. Now, here's why I chose to record this. Many of the people that come from exactly where you're coming from are unable to help you because they're in the same predicament you are in. Right? So now you're surrounded by a bunch of people who can confirm some of the same things that you have saw or you seen because they've seen it too. But they can't tell you how to come up out of that. They can't dig you up out of that hole because they're probably sinking deeper than you. So you see, you don't need someone to be exactly where you're from in order to be able to help you. The other thing I wanted to say is, you know, this world is big, all right? So you may have suffered a certain type of trauma, but the other person that's trying to help you may have had a different type of background where you're from two different worlds, but you don't know that person's trauma or that person's pain. They may have went through worse than you. Right? But because of your perception, if they manage to break through their hell and they manage to get that job in corporate America, or they've managed to start their own business or do certain things that you think is what the world deems as successful, you may write them off as a person who hasn't been through anything. But let me tell you, there's tons of people who have gone through some things in this world, and they've made it through. And here's why they've made it through. Because they were seeking information. They were looking for help. They wanted to get out of that spiritual warfare, that mental warfare, that psychological warfare, that economical warfare, the educational warfare. They wanted to get out of all of the warfare that exists in this world of different systems. So they were just grabbing, reaching out. Anybody who threw some information at them, they made a mental note of it. Then they processed it at a later time, and they chose how to fit it into their lifestyle and change. All right. It was imperative that that I recorded this, and it stems from a conversation that I had with someone a couple of evenings ago. And I said, you know, there are many people who think just like that, and they're crippling themselves. And I've had people tell me, well, I've never seen you, you know, and I'm born and raised in Newark, and I've had people tell me they've never seen me where they're from. And I just say the same thing. I've never seen you where I'm from. I mean, I grew up on 6th Ave between Roseville Avenue and North 9th Street back in the 80s. Right? I mean, I don't know what you've been through on your side of the town, but I can tell you on my side of the town what was going down. And I can also tell you what went down in my life personally, in school and etc., because I've written a book about my life. But I don't wear that. I don't wear that jacket So for some people who tell me I cannot help them, or who think I cannot help them based off of their perception of me, is wrong. Is wrong. And you, again, are crippling yourself and not allowing yourself to grow. So, you know that old saying, never judge a book by its cover. It's true. And that's a double entendre, because it works in the other way. When you see someone with that clean suit or that professional way of speaking and pronunciating every word properly and clearly and enunciating every word, don't judge a book by its cover. You don't know where that person came from. You don't know where they came from. They could have came from someplace you would never dreamed of, would have never dreamed of, but they've made it. They made it to look like the person you think that have come from a squeaky clean background. But had you open up and allowed yourself to have a conversation with this person and allowed yourself to dig into that person's past, you'll realize that you weren't the only one that's suffering, right? And it's not only about you and the people who suffered the same type of pain you suffered that can relate to pain, or that can relate to being down, or that can relate to having a system or a matrix come totally against them. All right, so when you want to grow in this world, you break down all barriers by being receptive and changing your limited perception on life, and on how people should be in order to help you. Okay? You get help any way you get it. There's a lot of people in this world who wants to help. They may not be able to do it 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, but anytime they converse with someone, they throw a couple of sentences out there, or they throw a short story out there in hopes that you grab on to the essence and take what you need to rise. All right? We need you to rise. I need you to rise. Rise. All right. This was a good one, and I hope you guys are enjoying this rainy day. It's a beautiful day, still warm. Forget the rain, but it's warm. Enjoy, and I should have something for you guys sometime the end of the week. If not, definitely next week. Until then, be sweet. Peace.